Hey y'all, so I know I haven't shown my face on here in a while. I am the house accountant. I also go by Major Morris. I am here with an impromptu video basically to talk about YNAB or You Need a Budget. I'm holding this in my hand, so if the video is shaky, I apologize. But like I said, this is impromptu and I wanted to do it while my thoughts were fresh. So I typically use every dollar. I've been using every dollar for the past year. However, I've heard a lot of good things about YNAB, and so I wanted to try them out. I signed up for the 34-day free trial this morning, and I have literally been playing within the site and watching all of the videos for the remainder of the day. So, positives. Let's start with the positives. I really like the interface. I like the setup. I like how the budget is laid out and how easy it is to create categories and subcategories and how all of those subcategories total, and it shows the total of all of the subcategories in the major category. So for instance, or like I have a home overhead budget. Sorry, I'm trying to, my arm is getting tired. So for instance, I have a like overhead or utilities or, four walls, whatever you want to call it, my bill category, which is, rent or your mortgage, lights, gas, internet, cell phone. All of those will total up and it'll show as one lump sum in the, overhead home, whatever you decide to call this large category. So I do like that about it. And like I said, the interface, it was really easy. It's really clean. It's really sleek. And they do have a lot of information or informative videos that will walk you through how to start in YNAB without knowing anything about it. They start you from the basics, and each of the videos are no longer than 4 minutes. The majority of the videos are only, a minute and 15 long. So those are the positives. The biggest thing that drew me into YNAB and made me want to try it was that it's one of the only budgeting softwares that I have seen and even played around in that allows you to roll your balance in your bank account from month to month. Typically, in these budgeting apps, softwares, it only allows you to budget for that particular month. So if you already have, say, I'm starting my budget today, and I already have, or I started my budget on March 1st, and I already have $2,000 in my bank account. Every dollar and Mint, because I use Mint as well. Neither one of those allow you to roll that $2,000. They only allow you to budget what your income is going to be for the month of March. So if I have, in my example, I already have $2,000 in my account as of March 1st. Throughout the month of March, I'm a salary employee, so I plan to make, or I know I'm going to make $1,500 from my paychecks. With every dollar and with Mint, you can only budget for that $1,500. You cannot budget for your pre-existing $2,000. And that's my biggest issue with both of those budgeting softwares. I want to be able to roll the money that is in my, hold on, okay. I want to be able to roll the money that is in my bank account every month, so I can include that in the money that I'm budgeting for. Because let's face it, regardless of how great you're budgeting, some months there's, it could be as little as $5. There might be $5 sitting there that's unaccounted for. You budgeted for it, but maybe your lights were $5 less than what you budgeted for, and you didn't get a chance to reallocate that. So now that's sitting in your bank account, and you can't roll it over and budget for it in a new month. Well, Mint, you kind of can, but that's a whole different thing. My thing is I want to be able to have a starting bank balance, my planned income for the month, my planned expenses for the month, and the net of that. None of these apps so far have been able to do that, except YNAB. The biggest drawback, and probably the reason why I won't be using it, is that it only encourages you to budget the money you actually have in your account. It doesn't encourage you to budget for the future. Meaning, I have $2,000 in my account as of March 1st. So in YNAB, I can go in and say, I have physically, right now, attainable to me, $2,000 in my bank account. So you can go in and set up, your March budget using this $2,000 that you already have. But going back to my example, if you know that you are going to have an income of $1,500 throughout the month, in YNAB, you don't budget for that $1,500 until that money hits your bank account. If you try to pre-budget or budget for the money before it hits your bank account, you will basically show a negative budget. It will be red, because the premise or the philosophy of the creators of YNAB is that you only should be budgeting for the money that you actually have. Now, I think that is a great philosophy, and that works for people who are new to budgeting. But for people who have been budgeting and have a handle on budgeting and want to budget for the future, this is a huge problem, because basically what you're going to have to do is either A, budget for the future and just be okay with having a negative budget until the income hits your account, or B, you're going to have to go in every single time income hits your account and budget for those funds. It may not sound like a big deal, but say you are a salary employee, so you get a salary, but you also have a side hustle, so you get paid from, say you have an Etsy shop, and you set up to have weekly paychecks distributed to your bank account. Every time you get your paycheck from your salary job, every time you get a check or a deposit from Etsy, every time if you have Ebates, you get something from Ebates, every time some income hits your account, regardless of what it's for, you're going to have to go into YNAB and update your budget and budget for those funds. I'm not trying to do that. I don't want to do it, don't have the energy to do it, and most of all, I don't have the desire to do it. I'm a monthly budgeter. I'm not a paycheck budgeter either. I'm a monthly budgeter. I have a pretty good handle on our household budget. I'm able to pretty accurately budget for the month, and I know when each thing needs to be paid. Going in, or the thought of going in every time the slightest bit of income hits my account and updating my budget, is not something that I want to do. It sounds tedious, it sounds exhausting, and it basically deters me from wanting to budget. So, as much as I like YNAB, the ease of it, the look of it, the aesthetics of it, the videos that help you, the drawback is large enough that I won't use it. Other positive that I didn't mention, which EveryDollar and Mint also do, is you have the ability to link it to your accounts so that everything you spend will automatically update and you just categorize it as it is. Or you can add your accounts and not link them and basically manually enter expenses as you incur them. So, after playing in YNAB and getting familiar with it and watching all the videos, I will not be using YNAB. So, womp womp. I have been working on an Excel worksheet that will allow me to do everything that I want to do. Once I have all of that together, I may come back on here and show you guys kind of what I was looking for from all of these apps, but none of them are giving it to me. But until then, I am going to continue with EveryDollar for our household budget and mint.com for my personal monies. So, yeah, this is, I guess, 10 minutes, 42 seconds. It's not really that long. I really just wanted to come on here and give you my thoughts of YNAB while they were fresh on my brain. So, all right, bye.